Just when I thought this Brandon Manning versus Boko Imama thing was over, they pull me back in. I hope you appreciated that nod to The Godfather 3. My name is Matt, and welcome to the Sin Bin. And I want to report on a story that it's kind of been in the back of my mind. Now, this is old news, okay? It's been in the news since January 22nd. But I still want to go over it to give you guys an idea of what happened, to give you guys sort of a background before I really state my opinion on this, because, dare I say, I do have some strong feelings. And let me just start by saying, I'm about to get myself into some hot water. Why am I going to get myself into some hot water? Don't worry, I'm not going to scream the N-word or anything like that. I'm about to get myself in hot water because I am going to speak my mind and say my opinion. And that never goes on well on the internet. You know, people, they're just less and less tolerant of other people's opinions. So if you think I'm wrong when I say that, prove it. You disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. All right, with all of that being said, let's get to the news. And this news involves one Boko Imama of the Ontario Reign, I probably butchered his name, and one Brandon Manning of the Bakersfield Condor, obviously two AHL team. And this is an incident that happened in late January. Again, I think it was January 22nd. And what happened is that during a game between these two teams, Brandon Manning gave a racial slur to Boko Imama. Now, we don't know exactly what that racial slur is, but I did look on various websites and various sources, and I'm pretty confident in saying, with almost certainty, Brandon Manning did not say the N-word. I can almost tell you that with 99% certainty, with everything I researched. The racial slur did not involve the N-word. Now, that's important. That's why I'm stressing it. So, what happened after he said that N-word? Well, the AHL decided to suspend Brandon Manning 5 games for using that racial slur in the altercation during Ontario's 3-0 win versus the visiting Condor. Now, Imama's statement after this all happened, obviously, he wasn't a very happy customer, and understandably so, but his exact words was, "What happened is unfortunate for everyone. No matter how intense or heated a game gets, there is no room for this in our game and no excuse. I am very proud to be African-Canadian hockey player and to stand for all players that are in the same situation as me." They talk a little bit about his past. He immigrated to Montreal from the Dominican Republic. And one thing I can tell you, because being a Canadiens fan, I could almost swear at some point he was in the Canadian system. But anyway, this is one tough customer. This guy can fight. I'm willing to bet my life he has over 100 minutes in penalty this year in the AHL. This guy can fight. And one thing that I can tell you is that this guy was angry, because the next game between these two opponents, which was maybe a day or two ago, I'm not so sure, Boko Imama decided to exert revenge on Brandon Manning. Ignoring what they say in the good book about turning the other cheek, he decides to exert revenge, and it didn't go over very well for Mr. Brandon Manning. I have a short clip here to show you guys, but this was the fight. Brandon Manning versus Boko Imama after Manning said that racial slur. I'll let you guys enjoy this. Whew. I would be shitting my pants, by the way, if I were Manning. A few punches to the back of the head. Wow. That one almost landed. Yeah, he's angry. He's going at it. You can tell there's fury behind those punches. You can tell there's hatred behind those punches. I like to watch videos of sometimes tough guys like Georges Larac, and they're talking to their opponents before a fight happens, and it's sort of a friendly fight, and at the end they tap themselves on the shoulder, and they're like, "Good fight, buddy, good fight, buddy." This was not that. This was extreme revenge. I don't know how big the photo is. If you were to look at the photo next to me, look at Boko Imama's eyes. Okay? That is one angry dude. And Brandon Manning picking a fight with him, that shows some brass fucking balls. Because I'll tell you what, I like to act tough, you know. I like to show off my non-existent muscles every now and then. I would not fight that dude. I would definitely not fight that dude. But that brings me to the opinion portion, I guess, of this whole video. And that is, should hockey be policing language? Because I don't view this as really an issue in the NHL. There hasn't been a major incident like this. I think the most recent one was when Morgan Riley called the referee a faggot. That was actually it was in the beginning of the season. Obviously, faggot or F-word, however you want to call it, that's not racially based, but it's still discriminatory, some might say. I'm not a fan of policing language, both in reality and both in hockey. Why? I'll give you an example. So I played hockey. I was on hockey teams. I wasn't really good. I was a professional bench warmer. I was a professional handing the Gatorade guy, but I wasn't a really good hockey player. But one thing I could say is that I got to see firsthand and I got to hear the interactions between the players on either side. And let me tell you, you don't want to bring your church-going aunt to those discussions because they are absolutely nasty. I mean, whether it be fat jokes, whether it be gay jokes, you suck this, you suck that, you suck my baseball bat. Whether it be fat jokes, I've heard, you know what, guys? I heard someone say to another guy who was on the larger side, on the chubbier side, he goes to him and says, I hope you get diabetes and you go blind from it. Diabetes obviously being the leading cause of blindness in the U.S. A lot of people didn't know that, but that's a horrible thing to say. Did he get suspended? No. Again, I don't play in the AHL, but I'm willing to bet everything stuff like that are said in the AHL. Guys go to the other guys, fuck you, fuck your mother, this and this and that. It's all horrible. Why are we suspending one horrible slur and not the others? The way I view it, and I did touch about this on my podcast a few weeks ago, you either suspend everyone for doing a racial slur, or you suspend no one, you accept them all. Because who's policing which ones are the bad ones, the acceptable ones? And who's policing which ones are not acceptable? It's just way too subjective. And I get the whole history that happened about African Americans and all that. But guys, look, I'm looking at the present. I'm looking at what's said on the ice at this point in time. Why should one racial slur be suspended and not another? Not another type of slur. They're both equally bad. Do you think that fat guy felt good when he said he might go blind from diabetes? Probably not. I'm willing to bet so. And in Manning's case, he probably didn't say anything nice to Boko. Again, he didn't say the N-word, which for me, that word's just on a different level. On a different level. He probably said something like, hey, go back to Africa, or something dumb like that. Go eat your watermelon, or go drink your Kool-Aid, or whatever it might be. It's a horrible slur. But I hear equally bad slurs on the ice every day. Why aren't they getting suspended? Is it because it's not towards a black person? Is it because it's not towards a homophobic? What's going on? Anyway, that was sort of my 2 cents about it. I'm sort of mixed about it, the whole suspension. I don't know if I would have given him a suspension had I been the commissioner of the AHL. Maybe a fine at the very max. But I'm really a proponent of, if you're going to police speech, don't decipher. You either suspend everyone who does a slur, or you don't suspend anyone at all. Anyway, that's how I view it. Again, I might get myself into some hot water because I'm truly speaking my mind. If you disagree with me, let me know why and write it down in the chat. And if anything else, please like this video, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. That's the peppers. Follow me on Twitter at thesinbin1996. You can see it in the image below. And if you want to join our Discord chat, our server, make sure to follow the link in the description and we can talk hockey. We can talk hockey all you want. I can match you up when it comes to talking hockey. I'm the best at it. All right? So without further ado, my name is Matt. Keep your stick on the ice.